It's at the Ebell Club.
Ebell Club,
which is an old women's club off of Wilshire, near that Miracle Mile area, not too far from La Brea. It's actually east of La Brea, off of Wilshire, and it's a beautiful old club. And the Ebell has invited the three of us, which we call Right teachers, to do our workshops there. We've done two of them in the Valley, at Valley College on a Saturday, but we thought this would be more centrally located. And if it works, then we'll do it there regularly, probably once a month. And it's an all-day workshop. There are 9 courses offered. Each of us teaches 3, and it's myself, Ann Perry, and Barbara Abercrombie. And Barbara has written many books on writing, memoir, how to write memoir. She's also a wonderful writer herself. And she teaches, as I do, in the UCLA Writers Program and the Extension Writers Program. So the three of us offer these courses, and when you log in, you can choose the 3 courses that you want to take. And so we offer the morning courses, an afternoon course, and then following the afternoon course, we all get together in one room, all of the attendees and the 3 of us, and it's just an open forum on writing questions and dealing with writing obstacles and anything that deals with writing, whether it's hands-on or the emotions of writing or the process of getting things together. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful program. So this one is March 5th. They can go to www.writeteachers.com, one word, WRITETEACHERS.com. And there will be a link there to the Ebell, or they can go to EBELLLA.com, and in the events section they'll find the workshop.
And then give us an idea of maybe a couple of the topics your writing women will be talking about.
Well, Anne will do fiction, plot and character development in fiction, ripped from the headlines, which is how to find the subject or the heart of your novel in terms of the issue. She writes Victorian novels, of course, but the issues never change, whether it's immigration or infidelity or abuse of any kind. It can be political, it can be social, it can be medical. All the issues that we face today, all the quandaries, are no different than what they faced 100 and something years ago. But and Barbara teaches courses in breaking down the barriers for writing, or how to write from the heart in terms of when you're trying to write through something that's happening in your life, writing through grief or writing through loss, you can write through joyful experiences too, but that's her specialty. My specialty is creative nonfiction. I'm an anthologist, an essayist, and so I teach courses in personal essay, how to use the same elements of fiction, essentially, arc, character and plot development. They apply to nonfiction as well. But I also teach a course on how to write the perfect essay. So we focus on that introductory paragraph, which is maddening for some people. They just want to move on. But if you don't get that introduction right, then your reader doesn't know what they're going to read. And sometimes you don't know what you're going to write unless you really take time to formulate that. So I teach that course. I teach also a course in, as I'm going to do with Anne, the arc in fiction and nonfiction, and all of the elements of writing that fit with that, and how to go out and pitch it and sell it and make it work. And my favorite course that I teach, I call the Acorn Class, because you give me a nut of an idea. You might have written a short story, and I will challenge you and say, all right, take that short story and turn it into personal essay, or take that short story and let's turn it into a one-act play. The theater, film, documentary film, feature film, television series, poetry, song if you want. It's a way to explore how you can take that one little idea and explode with it. My first anthology, The Other Woman, I took 5 essays, wove them together, and turned it into a play that had a reading in November at more than 20 theaters across the country on the same night. And it was great fun, and it was very exciting. And a lot of the theaters, almost all the theaters, were sold out, and most of them used it as a fundraiser for women's and children's shelters.
And I will be dealing with fiction because that's largely all I do, but I do a lot of it.
And what would be some of the topics that you might cover?
How to set up an outline before you even start, how to develop plot with good backstory, how to develop characters, how to do rewrite, which sounds awful, but it isn't actually. It's your opportunity to fix yourself finally before you go out to the party, and to wish we had rewrite in life. I mean, haven't you ever said something that, oh, I could have done that differently or better, or not at all? And it's very challenging, but it's very much worth it. Dialogue, and there's one other, I can't remember offhand what it was, but that sort of thing. And I enjoy teaching those things because it makes me think very hard. And I look at the advice and I think, that's very good advice. Why don't you go take it yourself? And then it improves your own writing. But I love the interaction with people. And I'm looking forward to the class that Victoria and I are going to do together on arc of character development.
So
now you've got a busy March coming up. You're going to be the March 5th is at the Ebell Club, and then on March 12th you're coming up to Bakersfield for the Writers of Kern Spring Conference.
Yes.
Is that going to be just general topics, or are you going to be honing in on something special there too?
Anne and I are actually doing 2 events there. We're going to be teaching a course. We're doing a workshop on the arc, fiction and nonfiction arc, and how to develop it. And of course that brings in character development, backstory, everything. And then we're going to break, and then she and I are going to do what we call our discussion, where we talk to each other about taking risks, about how we got into the writing business. Of course, Anne is far, far more, well, what can I say? I mean, she has 85 novels in print and more than 27 million books. Wow. And she's never had a book out of print. You know, my third anthology that came out maybe 10 years ago is just out of print. So it's a very different kind of career that we've had. But we talk about that, and we talk about the fact that as we get older, what we want to do, and we're both exploding into whole new areas now at our age, which is very exciting. And so we'll share some of that, and then of course we'll open it up to questions, and it's a give and take with the audience, and it's great fun, and it's also very important for the audience to know that, for example, Anne's first published novel, which was Cater Street Hangman from the Thomas Pitt series in '79, was a big hit. It surprised everybody, but that was not the first novel she wrote. That was probably her 9th or 10th. So we want to. She'll explain to the people at Writers of Kern what she didn't do in those first 9 or 10 novels that didn't work, and then she'll talk about what did work, and it's very interesting. In fact, it's fascinating.
Well, the main thing I really hope they take away was, I can do this. I can do it, and my voice is mine alone, and that makes it individual and of worth. And the fact that somebody else has written a story before like yours, nothing is exactly like yours. Your own voice is worth something, and it's hard work to write well, but you can do it.
Great. And let's see, I had one other question.
Talking about the development of character arc, which is one of the things we're going to be doing, something that my New York agent makes me do is every time a character has some development, some change, you've got to show what it was that caused it. And that's good storytelling.
That is good.
Changes don't just happen.
And how much writing are you doing today? Are you constantly? I
do 2 full-length books and a novella each year, and I also occasionally do short stories every year.
And do you continue to work on your craft as well?
Oh,
even
yes.
As much success as you have, you never stop learning?
Oh, heck no. I'm hoping to get really good at it one day. And, there's always room for improvement. There's always time to polish. And there are things that you know, but they fall to the back of your memory and you stop doing them. And you think, well, I know that, but I wasn't doing it. So it's a constant refresher. And I actually like reading books about the craft of writing. I discover totally new things from other people's point of view every so often. I got a really exciting one last year, something I would never have thought of, and it works.